Have you ever looked at a really slick website and just wondered how? How does a simple idea turn into that? Well, it can seem like magic, but there's a very real professional process behind it all. Today, we're going to pull back the curtain and break that process down step by step.
Yeah, that's the big question, isn't it? It seems so complex. But here's the thing. Behind every great website isn't some secret spell, it's a deliberate, structured process. And that's the journey we're about to go on together.
So here's our roadmap. It's got 5 key stages. We'll kick things off with what we call the digital handshake, then move on to laying the foundation, creating the blueprint, designing the experience, and finally, the big one, bringing it to life.
Okay, first up, the digital handshake. You see, before anyone even thinks about code or colors, the whole process has to start right here, with building a really strong partnership with the client.
A truly professional process never, ever tries to jam a business into some pre-made box. No way. It's all about creating a custom strategy. The whole goal is a solution that's tailored to the unique needs of that one specific business.
And you've got to have the right team for the job. Expert designers and developers, they aren't just a nice-to-have, they are absolutely essential. It's their experience that leads to a site that's robust, secure, and performs at its absolute peak. This is what a real partnership is all about, valuing what the client has to say at every single stage. That ensures the final website isn't just technically sound, but that it perfectly captures the client's brand and, their business goals.
So, with that partnership locked in, it's time to build on it. In Section 2, we're laying the foundation. This is all about mapping out the flow for the entire project.
This is awesome because it gives us the whole journey in just one glance. From that very first meeting all the way to launch. This 4-step framework, it's literally the backbone of the entire project.
So that first step, the development meeting, it's way more than just a quick chat. It's a deep dive. It's really about answering 2 huge questions. How did we get here? And, maybe more importantly, where are we going? This is how you uncover the website's true purpose.
And that deep dive is what defines the entire scope of work. I mean, you're gathering critical info on everything. The company's backstory, their brand vision, who their audience is, who their competitors are. This stuff becomes the strategic foundation for everything that comes next.
Okay, so with our strategy in place, we can start creating the blueprint. And this is where we get to talk about a super important concept, information architecture.
So what on earth is information architecture? It sounds kind of complicated, right? But just think of it as the structural design of the website, the skeleton. It's all about organizing the content and the flow so that it feels totally intuitive for the person using it. We use tools like sitemaps and wireframes to plan it all out before we even get close to building.
Here's a great way to wrap your head around it. If the final, beautiful website is the finished painting, right? Then the wireframes are like the simple pencil sketches that map out where everything goes. And the information architecture, that's the entire architectural blueprint for the building. It makes sure everything is strong, stable, and in exactly the right place.
All right, now that the structural blueprint is all set and approved, it's time for the really fun part. Section 4, Designing the Experience. This is where the website really starts to get its personality.
This is a huge milestone in any project, because for the very first time, all that strategy we talked about becomes visual. The homepage concept is the client's first real look at their future site, and it basically becomes this collaborative canvas for feedback and little tweaks.
But listen, great design isn't just about making things look pretty, it's about function, and it's about identity. It has to be user-friendly, it has to create an amazing user experience, and it's got to feel like a true extension of the brand.
And that brings us to our final section, bringing it to life. With the blueprint and the design fully approved, the developers step in to turn that entire plan into a living, breathing website.
This is the technical heavy lifting, for sure. The team builds the content management system. That's the backend that lets the client easily update their own site. They make sure the design is responsive, which just means it looks great on any device, from a phone to a giant desktop. They integrate any other tools needed, and then they test, for speed, for bugs, everything, before getting that final sign-off.
See, the whole point of the build phase is to deliver more than just a bunch of web pages. It's to create a powerful business tool, one that's robust enough to handle tons of traffic, scalable enough to grow with the business, and secure enough to be trusted by its users. And that's really the key takeaway from all of this. A beautiful, high-performing website doesn't just happen by accident. No, it is the direct result of a structured, professional process that takes a client's vision and transforms it into a powerful digital tool.
So, we've just walked through the how of building a website, right? That leaves just one last question. The why. Because every single website tells a story. So, what story is yours telling?